This morning I'm going to share a few of my ideas to help you how you can achieve breakthrough performance using new processes and technologies. You know, most of us in this room have experienced several technology cycles. You know, we saw the PC cycle back in the 80s and then internet cycle in 90s. And in my view, this technology cycle is much broader and much more disruptive for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have Wi-Fi, internet access almost everywhere in this country, at least most of the developing countries. And we have our smart devices with us. And this means that, most of us now are connected to the internet 24 hours a day. That's a powerful thing. I shared this slide with you last year. You have 5 key levers to improve the performance of your plant. Certainly your people, most valuable asset. And we also talked last year, plant equipment, the things. And then you have information that you're gathering on an ongoing basis about your plant. And certainly you have all the backup, all the IT infrastructure with systems and so forth, and you have your business processes. And I also shared this slide with you, kind of pointing out a few key technologies in each of these areas. Certainly for people, we have much better collaboration technologies today. They can help you to collaborate with your colleagues around the world and outside the company as well. And we just talked about how the Internet of Things, how connected devices can help improve the performance of the assets. And certainly on the information side, we have analytics and 3D and many other technologies that can help us analyze information better. And then at the back end, your IT infrastructure, cloud and virtualization and so forth. And obviously, all of these technologies are sort of, converging. And they can truly help you improve the performance of your plant. Now I want to actually tell you a little bit about our ARC's new concept that we call information-driven manufacturing. All of you have a lot of data in the plants, most of you, gathering data in real time. And the challenge for most of you has been that you haven't had good tools to analyze that data. Fortunately, as I mentioned earlier, right now, we do have now very powerful analytical tools that can help you analyze lots and lots of data. So, in short, we think information-driven manufacturing is going to be leveraging how you can leverage the information that you have to make sense out of it using some of these powerful analytical tools. Now, most of you have several technology platforms, and you've been working on it for many years. You have an ERP platform, supply chain platform, operations management platform, and some of you have asset lifecycle management, or maybe plant lifecycle, product lifecycle management platforms as well. I think the key for you going forward is going to be how flexible these platforms are. Because technology is going to be constantly changing, and you need to keep your platforms, you got to keep on moving, faster and faster. Now, here are some characteristics of what we call information-driven manufacturing. And the point here I want to make is, most manufacturing companies, you are very conservative. You only deploy technology when it has been well proven for many years. And that strategy has worked fine in the past. But now, the way I talked about is right now, the newer technologies are more disruptive. They are moving faster. Now you have to start testing the newer technologies quicker. For example, if you are not already, testing analytics or testing actually some of the other technologies, the cloud technology, it may take you too long to catch up. So in other words, we are saying right now, you got to start thinking about how you can start moving a little bit faster with adopting newer technologies. Over the past decade, the software business has dramatically changed. And those of you who implemented an ERP system, a decade ago, you know very well, how complex that undertaking was, how expensive it was, how long it took you to implement an ERP system. Now today, most of the applications are available to you in the cloud. You can certainly run the application in a private cloud or some form of cloud, and you can actually pay it as you go. You can implement the newer applications today, in days or weeks. You certainly don't want to take months and months because it just takes simply too long. And certainly the newer software has, as I mentioned, many more powerful collaboration tools, analytical tools, so that they can truly help you achieve far more than you could do without the newer applications. Now let's maybe talk a little bit about how will the plant systems evolve. Certainly I mentioned earlier, you can have, it's much easier now to get your devices connected and add intelligence to you. And when you come to think about it, now we talked about connected devices, what's going on outside the plant, how is that going to impact inside the plant? In my view, I think one thing that definitely is happening, the cost of adding connectivity and adding intelligence to devices is coming way down. I'm hoping that more and more of the companies start to add more and more intelligence to the plant devices. Some of the equipment that you have in plants, companies should be adding intelligence to all equipment. As you have more intelligence, in my view, then you bring that intelligence in, start to analyze it. That's what's going to help you achieve, zero downtime. I'm hoping that what's going on outside the plant can truly help us also inside the plant. Certainly, inside the plant you have to worry about a lot of other things. But we think what's going on out there can also help us in the plants. And certainly, we think more and more supervisory applications should be moving to the cloud, some form of cloud. And maybe it's in many cases it will be private cloud. Obviously, cybersecurity is a challenge. More 3D simulation, optimization, that's becoming important. The last point I want to emphasize is, we believe certainly you're very good at optimizing all the processes. But now we have tools, powerful tools. You can start thinking about having an overall, maybe you could say plant model. The tools or models that can look at actually all the processes in the plant, and not only just the plant. You also have to start looking at the information outside, in your supply chain, for example. Your customer information. You got to actually start looking at how you can start analyzing much larger amounts of information and then optimize the performance of the plant. We have powerful tools. So I'm hoping that some of you would start to look at these tools and see how you can leverage these tools to improve the performance of your plants. Now, how will automation business evolve? Again, automation business in many cases has been already slowly moving toward a service business. But we think over the next few years we will see different service models evolve. And one of the model I have mentioned here is that we think, more and more companies, you should be looking at signing some sort of what we call performance-based managed services contract with your partners, with your suppliers. And by this we mean that you measure the performance of your partner or your suppliers based on some key metrics. And those metrics, obviously, for example, that's how companies are selling their cloud services today. As part of these metrics, certainly uptime is one metric, but depending on your needs and your plan, you can define different metrics and so forth. So we think, going forward, you can start working with your key partners and suppliers much more closely, because we think, going forward, systems are becoming so complex. It's going to be more and more difficult for you to upgrade them, for you to manage them, and so forth. You want to start working with your partners increasingly. This forum is all about sharing, technology. Things are changing so fast. It's very, very important for all of us to learn from each other and try to leverage these technologies. And I think we truly have some new technologies and processes that can help us achieve breakthrough performance from our plants. Thank you very much.